steer clear of that Zoogle if I were you.
Right, here you go!
Help! First aid! Do they not teach you to say thank you? Not feel randomly down.
I'll show you how useful I can be! Resonate with the Take this! Okay, here. Is that a healing arm? It is. I'll try to be more careful. Denied! Anything in armor is all mine!
Nothing gets by me.
Armor won't save you! Take this! I'm ready!
Now!
In an instant! Impact block!
Well, looky here.
Looks like we made it here in one piece. Okay.
We finally made it.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like we made it here in one piece.
It's quite hot here. The climate feels different from Menancia's.
It's gotten much cooler since leaving town, though.
Does that mean eyes were burning holes in us? Let's see what's going on around here.
Yeah, there might be someone who could... Oh? Yeah. Yeah. Why?
What?
Yeah, got it. Great. I hate that woman.
She was a handful, wasn't she?
What's wrong with being passionate?
Well... yeah. I don't think I'll ever quite warm up to her. but I can respect her passion for books.
That can't be. No.
Oh, what?
Hey! Oh?
Why?
Whoa!
Watch it! Hey! Ugh. Oh?
Huh? No way.
Hey!
We've reached our destination.
Have you guys checked your equipment lately?
Hell yeah! There's no way.
Looks like we made it here in one piece.
What do you say we check back in on the ranch?
A fish! You saw it too! Right?
Something feels odd here. Be on your guard.
I just noticed none of you other Danans have spirit cores. Why is that?
Both of my parents were part of the resistance in Calaglia. In fact, my birth was kept a secret from the Renans.
Mine too. We always lived in hiding, so I never had a spirit core embedded in me like I was supposed to.
What about you, Alphen? You were a slave in Calaglia before all this, weren't you?
To be completely honest, I'm not sure why I don't have one. All the other Danan slaves around me did. I was the only exception. They tended to keep their distance from me to avoid attracting any attention from the soldiers, because of my mask and all. What about you, Kisara? Do you still have your spirit core?
No. I was able to find a good Renan doctor who's sympathetic to our kind, and had them remove it before I left. They did such a great job, the procedure didn't even leave a scar.
One of the benefits of coexistence, huh?
I know that once the spirit vessel was shut down, there wasn't much need for me to hurry. But still, I didn't like having that mark of servitude lingering on me any longer than I had to. It may sound a little strange to hear me say this, but I'm just me now. Not a guardsman or a slave. I'm my own woman, and this is my chance to have a new beginning.
This sure is one rugged road. You'd think they'd keep this at least a little better maintained, right?
Why spend energy fixing that which is rarely used? Repairs require time and effort, which in our world means slaves, often in great numbers. For you, it may be a simple request, but that can quickly become another's difficult burden. Nobody gains anything without someone expending effort.
And you know, somehow that someone always ends up being a Danan, while the Renans are the ones who gain.
True enough. Ideally, in a perfect world, I think it's only fair that the ones who need it should be the ones to perform the work.
However, when doing so could be dangerous like it is here, there are many who would prefer that it be others who risk their lives in their stead.
So, what you're saying is that people will just put up with the inconvenience until someone else comes along to fix it for them?
Indeed. And it is those who can no longer bear that feeling that inevitably take action. Much like the Danans in our group do so now. As strange as it may be to hear such a thing from the likes of myself.
It's true that most of the Danans in Calaglia have been resigned to just accepting things as they are. Still, we can't just blame them for...
What are you making that face for? You're not worn out already, are you?
Nah, just regretting I ever said anything in the first place.
All right.
There's nowhere to run from my arts.
When he slows down, that's our chance! Orochi's Fury!
Leave the agile ones to me.
In a bind,
Lightning to death!
raging Luna. Now or never.
Lunar
In a bind,
Demon Fang! Double Demon Fang! Swallow Blade!
elusive in a bind.
You're mine! Infernal Current! No escape!
Glacial
Dragon
Spear!
Fang!
Here's evil! Freeze Blaster!
Lapis Shock! Searing Gale!
I'm ready.
Rising Wyvern!
Look sharp. Lightning Tiger Blade.
Get away! Spirit
Rising
Arrow!
Wyvern!
Lightning to
Rising
death!
Falcon!
Siren
Demon Fang!
Instant!
Destruction!
Got some interesting moves there, Dohalim. I'm glad you're on our side.
I'm simply glad to hear that I can make myself useful to you all. Huh?
What's wrong?
We seem to have come across some rather unusual objects.
What, you mean that pile of garbage?
No mere garbage, I assure you. Still, I've never seen anything shaped like it before. I'm intrigued.
Are you curious about this stuff, Rinwell?
Yeah. I think he might have found some old Danon relics. They look like the remains of a bunch of objects that disappeared after the Renans first invaded.
And yet here I am, holding them without so much as a second thought. I imagine the sight must be unsettling to you.
Not really, just that it must be nice to be a Renan who has time to indulge in stuff like that, unlike the rest of us.
Are you interested in this stuff too, Dohalim?
Charmed may be a better turn of phrase. I simply love objects that can give me a sense of what their maker was thinking, the history that went into their creation. You see, we Renans have hardly any such objects that trace back to our distant past.
I still don't understand what you two find so intriguing about it, though.
Why not? We're talking about our own culture here.
I get that, but it's not like this stuff is any use now, does it? It's just old. Real old.
Oh, but it does. Holding it in your hands like this, one can feel and engage with the distant past in a way no history book can ever accomplish.
I'll take your word for it. Well, seeing as it's Danon history, just make sure you're careful with it. All right, Dohalim?
But of course. There's history in the air here. I can smell it.
I don't smell anything.
Don't encourage him.
I still got a ways to go.
Visibility along this path will remain limited for some time. Take care not to get ambushed.
I'm surprised you know the terrain here so well. Lords don't strike me as having much time for wandering in the woods.
Sometimes I would take strolls along here when I wished to be alone.
You always did have a bad habit of disappearing without telling any of us guardsmen.
Out of our way!
Anything in armor is welcome.
Pesky airborne scoundrels!
Sounds like a job for you, truly!
Actually, perhaps sound is more appropriate.
Let me talk to you!
Is that a healing art? It is. I can't ignore your pain, nor try to be more careful.
Astral energy!
Say no more. This should make for some good weapon crafting material. No choice.
Where are you going?
I'll take you all off. Try this. Dragon Force.
Now!
Light burst force.
Radiant Genesis! You don't mess around.
Flying spree.
Really aren't strong as
See on action. Can you take care of them?
No sooner said than done.
Potatoes.
So I still had room to grow.
Get lost! prefer it that way. What about you?
I feel stronger. I mean, a bit.
Good. We're counting on you, Rinwell.
On me? Well, I'll do my best. It's so hilly around here. I can feel my feet getting blisters.
That's mountain hiking for you.
Discourteous, aren't you?
That's my cue!
Nearly finished. Yeah, shut him down.
I'm ready! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished.
I know fine weapon material when I see it.
Dohalim's fighting style is... what's the word I'm looking for? Subdued? No...
Do you mean elegant, perhaps?
Yeah, that's the word. For better or worse, you can definitely tell he's cut from posh Renin cloth.
And he's not just skilled with the staff either. He can also use astral arts, including healing ones. I can see how he made it to the position of a lord.
You flatter me. But my fighting techniques merely come from a style that aims to conserve energy by minimizing body movement.
Is that why you wait until the last second before you dodge attacks? To avoid unnecessary movements?
No, I do that to sharpen my senses. I find that doing so is an effective means of drawing out my innermost strength.
Oh yeah, I've noticed you look stronger and strike out with your rod more after you dodge attacks. Guess that's why.
Still, it's a risk. Don't you ever worry you'll dodge at the wrong moment?
Then, it'll be just as well.
Huh?
It's nothing. Let us continue.
No choice. Rising Wyvern! Come one, come all! Eat dirt! Swallow blade! Try this!
In a bind?
Did you just heal me?
Yes. I need you, remember?
Right.
Make the efficiency clear for us to pass! The enemy wields arc too.
You'll soon see about that!
I can feel my power growing!
Retreat if you know what's good for you.
So that's how a lord fights.
I don't perform it well when I'm observed.
I'm going to pretend I didn't hear you say that.
Swallow blade! Try this! I'm ready! Surely! In an instant! Impact block!
To achieve such harmony.
Takes a singular will.
I found some equipment.
more Danon ruins here too, I see.
What were people even thinking back then? Trying to build anything around here.
Get lost! Vanquish darkness!
Not today!
Not in your dreams!
Fly!
I'll heal you! Do it! More where that
Nothing
came from!
gets by me!
Healing circle! Hey, what?
Come and face me!
Excellent technique. How are your weapons? That's not to give me any idea.
These little ones are hardly worth our time.
Less talking,
Astral energy!
say no more!
You sure showed them!
All in a day's work.
I sure have built up a sweat with it. Psych.
Rest assured, we have reached the...
Right, here goes!
Here goes!
Try this!
I shall ensure you survive this.
Dragon's Roar!
Light burst forth!
Radiant Genesis! You don't mess around!
Here I come!
Certainly not.
Rising Wyvern!
These little ones are hardly worth our time.
Less talking, more pummeling.
Cut them apart to your heart's content.
Excellent technique.
How are your weapons holding up?
That's not to give me any ideas.
Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood.
Great. Now I'm hurt and dirty.
Let's see what you've got.
Astral energy!
Say no more! Got it!
Well done!
Rising Wyvern!
One star! Legend! Arrow Squall! With this, I can become even stronger! Out of our way!
Rising Wyvern! Rising... Try this!
Infernal
Turret! Here I come! Try this! We've turned the tables on us.
There are still more left!
Right! No time to hold back! Infernal Turret!
Hey, that...
And tonight's meal is on you.
Good God! Power Blade! Try this! Infernal Turret! Turret Storm!
Gusty nail!
That's what I like to hear. Still thinking about how to act around Dohalim?
That obvious, huh? Except I don't think I'll be changing much after all. Don't get me wrong, I'm not going to stay his servant. However, I am going to treat him like a fellow comrade, the same way I would with you or anyone else. For as long as I can remember, I've spent my life protecting others. But isn't that what friends do too? Support and protect one another in times of need?
Which in the end pretty much means doing as you've always done, right? If that's what you're most comfortable with, I'm certainly not going to give you any grief over it.
Actually, I've been thinking about how I ought to act around you all as well.
Oh?
When I set out on this journey, it was to rid Eldaman and Sia of its enemies, and search for wisdom in the outside world. Wisdom that I could potentially put to use on my return. I'm grateful to you all for letting me tag along, but it got me thinking. What am I actually contributing by being here?
What are you talking about? You know how to hold a weapon, don't you? That's help enough.
Is it, though? Sometimes I wish there was more I could be doing to pull my...
Oops, sorry about that. Jeez, I'm famished.
Now that you mention it, what do you guys normally do for food and meals when you're out and about on your travels?
What do you mean, what do we do? We find stuff to eat and eat it. So long as it's meat, I'm not fussy.
Eating what you like can be good for morale in the short term, but you need to think about your diet if you want to stay healthy.
Does that mean eating vegetables too?
Isn't that obvious?
It does, which I guess hasn't been happening up till now.
Yeah, to be honest, we could be eating better than we do.
Understood. In that case, I'll just have to make sure you're all staying healthy and eating right myself. Fortunately, I happen to know a thing or two about cooking as well.
You hear that, Law? Sounds like you'll be eating your greens after all.
What is it?
No, sorry, it's just... I was just wondering if you had any thoughts on all this.
It will do her good to have a project.
No, not Kisara. I meant you. Was there anything you wanted to add?
Me? Certainly you're not looking to me for culinary skill, I hope.
Typical Renan, leaving everything to someone else.
Rinwell, I don't think...
That said, should you need my skills on the battlefield, please rest assured I have no intention of shirking my responsibilities, regardless of who we may face.
I'm sure no one doubts that. Listen, guys, if we're traveling together, we should probably at least try to make an effort to get to know one another, don't you think?
I wouldn't get your expectations too high in that regard. Believe it or not, sometimes I'm not sure I even know myself all that well.
Something wrong? You look like you're deep in thought.
Not exactly. I was merely thinking about you two and your sense of etiquette.
Oh?
Etiquette?
Indeed. To be quite frank, I find your lack of manners to be nigh intolerable.
That's not being frank, that's being and forget it. Do we really need to talk about this now?
Yes, I find such impropriety on your parts to be deeply unsettling. It concerns me greatly.
What do you want us to do? We were slaves. We never got to learn how to be proper like you.
Yeah, what he said. Maybe you missed how we were just focused on surviving.
Perhaps, but Kisara here demonstrates that it's quite possible for a Denon to learn proper manners.
That's because I was given the opportunity to learn. Moreover, my duties as a guardsman required it. Not every realm is like Menancia, as you well know.
Yeah, I don't think it's fair to hold us to some other city standards.
Exactly. You've got to remember what it's been like for us living under the Rena elsewhere.
I will concede that you do indeed make a valid point. It would appear, for all my espousing the virtues of equality between our peoples, I was still looking down on the two of you.
You don't need to beat yourself up. I wasn't that offended by what you said, man.
Nevertheless, I shall mind my words from here on out. Having said that, I do believe you two would still benefit from learning the basics of proper society. I would be more than happy to teach you both when we camp out, if you like.
Yeah, no, I'll pass. Acting all prim and proper isn't really my style.
If you say so. How about you, Law? Would you like to learn? Although I suppose my first task is to reform your attitude toward the idea of good etiquette.
You're not gonna let this go, are you?
Hey, let's stop for a minute.
What's up? You already tired?
My armor's pretty heavy. I think I need a little rest.
I second that. All of this walking is starting to take its toll on me as well.
What? You don't look it.
We can't spare the time. There's places we need to be. Mahag Sar's capital, Niez, is our destination right now.
But if one of us collapses, it will only serve to slow us down. And in your case, Alphen is the only one who could carry you. Best to rest while you have the opportunity.
Enough already. I need a break, so we're taking one.
I don't need you fretting over me.
Fretting? Hey, it's not like I'm...
Been looking for you.
For me, why?
He's tough.
Who are you? Said you were looking for me. Why?
Beautiful, precious life.
What the...
That is all I desire.
Then why are we fighting? Who even are you?
I tornado! Dance in the wind! Seal! I'll be saving everyone! Mega ray!
Who the hell are you?
This guy's not normal!
It's unbelievable.
You mean he even surpasses a lord?
Take this. Try this.
In here! Let's get you off!
Water, hear my call!
It's on.
Take
this. Rising water. Rising falcon. Not
Show me your
strength.
I never miss! Gale Force!
Here I come.
Lightning condemned! Lightning!
Take this.
Here it comes! Hear my call! Light activate! Lightning condemned!
Is that all that you've got? Very well. Then die. A wretch like you? Till next time.
Shion, wake up, please.
Alphen?
Shion!
Thanks, but you're kinda crushing me.
Sorry.
It's okay. And so am I. It's not as bad as it looks.
Not bad. That's... Shion, we thought
I'm
you were...
fine. Really.
What the hell were you thinking?
Well, you were trying to protect me too, you know.
Yeah, but I have the sword. It's different.
It's not different. Besides,
Hmm?
Never mind. It's nothing. Anyway, thank you.
But I didn't... Look, I'm just glad that you're...
Alphen?
Sorry.
That guy said he'd be back. I think maybe we should get moving before he returns, right?
Rinwell has a good point. We need to go. Shion, are you sure you're okay?
Shion, are you sure you're okay?
Yeah, I already applied some healing arts to it. It didn't even leave a scar.
But his sword went nearly straight through you.
I'm all right. Unless I've turned into some kind of ghost and I'm haunting you all right now.
No, I know you're not. It's just...
Look, I appreciate you looking out for me, but I'm fine, really.
There was also that strange light that appeared when Shion was stabbed. It seemed to make the enemy retreat when he saw it. Alphen, do you have any idea what it might have been?
A light? I don't know. I was kind of preoccupied with other things at the time.
Now that I think of it, between that light and the blazing sword, just what sort of person are you, Alphen? Can you use Danon astral arts like Rinwell, perhaps?
He wouldn't know, Dohalim. He doesn't have any memories from his past, remember? Besides, we should really be getting out of here.
I suppose you're right. Forgive me. We've almost reached Nias, the capital of Mahag Sar. With any luck, we'll find a place there for Shion to rest.
Hey.
How are you holding up after that last fight? You're not too hurt, are you?
I'm fine, really. See for yourself.
If things get too tough out there, go ahead and fall back. I can take a beating if I need to.
I'm not here just to stand around and have everyone protect me.
I get that, but there's nothing wrong with admitting you have weaknesses too.
Do I look like I'm just trying to put on a brave face to you?
I can't feel pain, but you still can, can't you?
Look, I appreciate you're trying to look out for me, but even you go down in fights from time to time. Please, stop trying to babysit me. It's getting old.
It's not that. I just...